We're outside today. Aren't we, Maddie?
Yes.
Yes! So it's a beautiful day here in Canada.
I apologize for the noise in the background.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not too noisy. Every time I think I'm going to go live from outside, this happened the other day, and then the person that from the city that cuts the boulevard, they end up showing up. So here we are, and we're just going to roll with it and see what happens. And Madison is just getting back from respite. So it's awesome that she gets to go there for a little break and she has fun. Hey there, Sister Ann. We love you. We love you. Actually, and Ann Jones has a birthday today, doesn't she, Maddie?
She's so cute.
So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. No matter what life's problems bring, just hold your head up high and sing. And we're saying happy birthday to you from Canada. We love you. We love you, Ann Jones. We love you, Mimi. We love you. We love you. Love you. You're an amazing woman of God and have helped so many people around the world. And Madison, of course, is in the background saying, and she's so cute. And
I told her that too. She's so cute.
So we love Ann, and she's just such a treasure to so many, our Mimi. So here we are. It's Thursday already. I can't even believe it. We're past the hump of the middle of the work week. Madison's got today and tomorrow off, so we're super excited about that. We've got lots of things planned. We're organizing lots of things, aren't we, Madison? It's totally exciting.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff we have planned and are organized. And you know, sometimes and especially, I know women were guilty of this, but sometimes in our mind things goes a lot faster, right? So you have these plans and ideas and stuff, and sometimes it just takes longer to implement them, and it gets annoying because sometimes as women we want to just press fast forward. Angel's driving. Well, you drive safe, girl. You drive safe. Say hello to your babies there and your hubby. So we want to just share a bunch of stuff. There's always something going on here. God is so good, and things are just moving and grooving. And that's the fun thing about when you work for Jesus and you step out with that yes and obedience, then he is always surprising us, right, Maddie?
Yes.
Maddie's got her cool dude hat on today, so when she's got it tipped down, you're not seeing much. But there's her beautiful face. Isn't she so sweet? Isn't she cutie? So we, what was I going to say about that, Madison? So it's Thursday, and we wanted to talk to you about Limitless Church that we planted here in Sarnia. So we're doing a Real Talk Him Church plant here in Sarnia, and it's on 608 Errol Road West. If you are local and in the area and you want, we'd love for you to join us. We'd love for you to check us out. You know, and we're hoping to get into some full-blown things in the fall. But right now it's just summer, and we are coasting along and just organically doing what God wants us to do and enjoying every minute of it. So Maddie and I are working on a group with my friend Liz, and it's going to be Limitless Ladies, laughing and loving ladies back to life. So it's going to be at the church, and our times are yet to be determined. But if anybody's interested, let me know, private message me. But I'm also going to have a Facebook group page so we can post on there and kind of keep each other in the link, or if there's any prayer requests and it's not on my regular page, it will just be on the Facebook Limitless Ladies group page. And so that's going to just be so much fun. We are, hey Tasha, my Texan sister. It's an awesome church. Thank you, Ann, Sister Ann. She's come and helped us lead worship, and she is amazing pastor. She's planted a church in St. Mary's. It's not far from us. So it is a pleasure to know other like-minded people. And Sister Lorna is here. We love our Sister Lorna. She is an amazing woman of God. And you know what? Anytime you come to Canada or to Sarnia, you're going to have to meet Sister Lorna. So it's going to be amazing. And I know if we have a ladies retreat that Enzo's Pizza is going to have to be part of it, because I've talked about that way too much. So anyway, the ladies group is going to be to encourage and inspire and lift up women, body, soul, and spirit. So because of my personality and how God made me, I know that through my mess, I mean, if I didn't have a sense of humor and learn to laugh about things and have the Lord in my life, I'm telling you, I would have been a mess. So I want to just encourage other women and inspire them and get them maybe out of their stuck place, out of their muck, and into a better place, because I found that when I look good, I feel better. And a result of that, which I always say, is a better outcome with the things that you do in life, whatever it is. You know, your job, your performance for your family, your better wife, a better mom, a better daughter, whatever it is, you know, it just helps that, because when you have confidence speaks, you know. And I talked to a friend this week that, you know, had her makeup done and her hair done and had lashes on for the first time. And, you know, she just felt amazing. And it's like, you can't ever explain that to someone and inject that to them until they actually experience it. So, you know, I know the first time that I had lashes put on after cancer, and I was like, wow, this feels amazing. Like, and what a difference, even doing your brows. So I have absolutely no brows, and my brows are extreme for a lot of people, but you know what? It's what I have to do to make myself feel better, because I have nothing there. So even just a little bit of brow, even just small lashes, thin lashes, makes a difference. And this person was just like, wow, that was such an amazing treat. Like, she said she felt like her bride the day she was married, and she was a bride. Like, how cool is that? Your humor is the huge gift. Oh, thank you, Tasha. We got to learn to laugh at things, right? Because when you take life too seriously, that is when the devil creeps in and does his dirty business, and he gets us into our stinking thinking, and then you get going down a road that you should not be going down. So back to Limitless Ladies, loving ladies back to life and laughing lots. I want it to be a fun group. I want it to be an inspirational group that if you're Christians or not Christians, you're going to come and you're going to find a place, and you're going to be able to enjoy life.
Feel like a family.
Feel like a family. Have fun. Laugh. Listen to me tell stories. Like I say, I'm a storyteller for Jesus, but I'm also a joy injector and a Jesus injector. So we're going to have fun, and it's all going to be about ladies' body, soul, and spirit. So what can we help ladies with? If it's putting on makeup, it's learning how to do lashes. If it's having mini makeovers, if it's having somebody come and talk about hair, talk about
just
health.
make them feel better.
Feel better, so that you have that confidence rise up inside of you, that, you know, you feel like you're unstoppable, because you know what, we are supposed to be with God in our lives, all things are possible, right? And sometimes we need that reminder and encouragement with other women, because women carry a lot, and they're the glue that usually holds the family together, and a lot rests on their shoulder. So I had an amazing time. Oh my goodness, I feel like a woman. I feel like a woman. I love the group. I can't wait for your group to start. Thank you, Angel. You're so encouraging. Thank you, Tasha. Great idea. Ann says, yeah. So we just want to, and so whether it's about health or wellness, whether it's about fitness, whether it's about cooking plans, skincare, massage, anything that is to do with looking after ourselves and the temple, right, that God's given us, because it's so important to look after our temples, because you know what, there's a race that we have to run here, and the devil, if he can't get us to change our mind on our Jesus, he's going to try to wear us out and exhaust us in all other laneways of our life.
But the reason he does that, though, is because he knows that you have a bigger purpose than you might know, so he's gonna try everything.
Welcome, Sister Margie, my sweet birthday twin. We love you. Yes, he knows you have a bigger purpose, so he tries to hijack at every corner he can. And we're tired of it, aren't we, Madison? So we want to start this group to just unite women together, that we can have fun wherever we go.
And pick each other up.
And inspire each other. And, you know, I posted something, man, 11 this week that when, I don't know, 50 or 60 people shared it, you know, about women seeing the gold in other women and pushing them forward. So, you know what? If you have to look at the people that are in your circle.
Where others see silver, not that silver is invaluable, but where others see silver, God sees the gold rather than the silver.
Aww.
Don't think that makes sense, but I don't know.
Super cool. Margie likes your hat.
Or the
and
coal.
Angel's saying she loved your white outfit. You looked amazing.
I got a better one, actually.
Okay, go for it.
People see the coal, but God sees the diamonds.
Yes, that's
Coal.
so true, right? Because sometimes as women, and especially I know in the journey of life as you get older, sometimes we can be really discouraged and really hard on ourselves. God always sees the gold, you know? So you need to be around other women that will also see the gold in you and pull it out of you, right? Right,
Yes.
Maddie? Or have a mom that pulls it out of you.
That too.
Right? So, you know, we are blessed. We are blessed and highly favored. So God has a great plan for us all. Hey, Roxanne, thanks for joining us. We ain't no paper plates. We are fine. Johnny, yes. Isn't that true, Tasha? And that's what I say all the time. Wear the hat. Wear the fascinator. Use the good china. What in the world are we waiting for? Live life. Embrace it. Do the things you've always wanted to do. Because you know what? You only live once. And I know myself. I'm a lot, okay? I'm a lot, but I am who God made me to be. And after cancer and after God touching and healing me of that and living my miracle, you know what? You realize what life is all about. You realize that every day is a gift. I am blessed to be here, right? And every day is a gift, so you want to celebrate like it's a party every day, right? We will not be thrown away. Amen, sister. You are so right. So you have to embrace who we are in Christ. We're children of the King, you know? So I find when I dress up and I look my best and I feel my best, man, I feel like I'm celebrating life. And then inside of me is that joy that comes out, that everywhere I go, I spill out joy, and it changes the atmosphere, and I can touch people for the kingdom because of that, and because I'm not afraid to be who God made me to be. And so that's what we want to encourage people at the Limitless Ladies group. And just love ladies back to life, give them purpose, help them walk in their divine assignment, encourage them whatever they're going through. Welcome, Angela. Welcome.
She's going to watch the replay because the service isn't good.
Okay, that's good. We'll watch the replay. So yeah, like and share the broadcast. Would be awesome if you like us and you want to share it with somebody. We also are putting all of our Facebook videos are getting, hey Lori, nice to see you, that are going to get deleted. We are moving them over to a YouTube channel. So Connie Mannering.
She's so cute too.
Connie Mannering YouTube, you can follow that, and that will be up and coming more. So yeah, just encourage you that if you are blessed by anything that we do, to pass it on to somebody. And, you know, be an encouragement. And we just want to, you know, love people back to life, you know, make a difference for the kingdom, because God has got a different job for us all to do. Everywhere you go, you sprinkle and lavish joy. Amen, sister. I'm a joy injector. I'm telling you, when you got that joy inside of you, I'm totally off topic and we've not even started the topic. Madison is going to be reprimanding me because we have to go to the dentist this afternoon, don't we, Maddie? Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I do. You don't.
I do too.
Oh, do you?
I have an appointment too. I made them together because that's easier. Together forever. Anyway, so that's about our Limitless Ladies. So if you are local and you would love to join a fun ladies group, and it's just going to be over coffee and treats.
Like it's just going to be like a get together.
It's going to be casual. It's going to be fun. And we want to have a few vendors there each time to just talk about whatever product, whatever thing. Welcome, Priscilla. Thanks for joining us. You know, whatever it is. You know, I talked to a lady just this morning. It's like, I want to learn how to put lashes on. And you know what? After cancer...
Not very many people know that.
Not very many people know that. But you know what? God blessed me with a really special trick, because I found out after cancer and my lashes and my brows never grew back, I had to get really good at putting lashes on. Because I found the devil was going to steal my joy. So I was going to sit there with no lashes because I didn't like the look of that. I felt like I looked sick. Right? But I learned how to put them on every day, and I've worn them probably for the last 13 years of my life, and it's easy peasy, and it's not hard, and I can teach anybody how to do it. And Madison is giving me the old royal nod that, Mom, it's time to move on, move on. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, look, we got some Chicagoites that are connecting. Cool, cool. Okay, so today's topic was about falling through the cracks. So
everybody needs help.
Everybody needs some help.
No matter who they are.
And God uses people, right? God uses people. And so I had somebody reach out to me yesterday that is a mom of a special needs child, and you know, she's been watching us over the last year and has been really blessed. And you know, she was asking me some things, and you know, I get that a lot because I'm actually not scared to talk about it. You know?
We're raw and real.
I love that you did that. When we look good, we feel good, and when we feel good, we look good. Yes, and it makes such a difference in the confidence. And you know, Tasha is a prime example. She's like a little supermodel chickie, my Texan sister. And you know what? When you look good and feel your best, it's like you feel like you can conquer the world. You can step out into those unknown areas and think, you know what? No, with God, all things are possible.
But we're also real and raw too.
We're also real and raw.
We don't
Real and raw.
we take the truth very seriously.
We take the truth very seriously. We don't mess around when it comes to truth,
No.
do we, Madison? No, we are no drama llamas here. We love the truth, and because the truth will set you free.
That too.
Right? Oh, yes. The truth will set you free. So we're all about the truth, baby. We're all about the truth. But, good point, Tasha. And look at all the things Tasha's doing. Tasha, you drop your thing in the chat. Tasha's from
An
Texas.
Angel too.
And Angel's here, but Tasha's from Texas. She's got some business as usual coming up. She's got some great events. She's a sober living coach. She's amazing. She's a superstar. Oh my goodness, we were roomies back last summer. And although we don't talk a lot, there's certain people that God will link you to in your life, just like a Pastor Kim, that, you know what, you have this uncommon thing that you're so alike and you're so from the same tribe that it doesn't matter if you talk a lot. You know that whenever you talk to each other again, you're just going to pick up where you left off.
Because sometimes actions speak louder than words.
Oh, actions speak louder than words a lot of the time.
That too.
Right?
Like you could be quiet and you
can see your fruit. Right? Woohoo! Okay. So Tasha should drop her stuff. Angel, she's got a book that come out. She is planning a ladies conference. She can drop that in the chat. There's just so many amazing people out there that are doing their thing. They're staying in their lane. They're doing what God's called them to do.
So Tasha just uploaded the thing.
Okay, so Tasha's dropped out in the chat. Thank you, Tasha. That's awesome. And you know what? We just want to support each other. We want to support each other and bring out the gold in other women, right? Because if we could just love each other back to life, wouldn't the world be a different place? You know what? If women were not in competition and they weren't like catty, they didn't have egos, you know what I mean? Like,
ego can get really in the way.
Connections are so important, you know, especially in the time that we're living in, right? Because, you know what? When you're on the kingdom,
devil will use that ego.
Yes, he will. But kingdom connections, like, are really special because it's like there's no competition in the kingdom. We just need to keep spurring each other on, right? I love seeing these
when someone's low on fuel, restart the fuel.
Welcome, Jean.
And restart that engine.
Restart the fuel. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Restart the engine.
When someone's out of fuel.
Buttercup, I just want to fuel it up. Buttercup, get me going and fill my tank. That's what I always tell Madison. Don't be around the tank takers because they'll suck you dry and you will not be able to move. Your vehicle will be crashed on the side of the road
or the ditch
bank, and you will blow up surely soon. Okay, so we're back to the topic at hand. So what we wanted to talk today about is special needs and navigating when someone falls through the cracks. So I have moms of special needs kids reaching out to me all the time because I started talking about it. Madison, you know, as much as she was scared, she said yes, and in her obedience, look at what God's done for her and how she's grown and, you know, what God is using her for, right? Because we all can make an impact for eternity.
Some disabilities aren't actually visible.
That's right, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But there are things that she can do that I can't do, right? And God will use us all if we have a willing, obedient heart. And, you know, when our heart is in the right spot, I love you, Madison. You keep your mom on track. I know she does.
I said I tried.
Because I am all over the place. So, yeah, we'll just keep moving on then. Okay, so here we are, and we are going to throw it out there. So many parents are stuck in that middle space, and it's such a frustrating feeling where the kids are actually technically doing well, but they're deeply struggling. And it's hard because I know with Madison, it seemed almost easier as a child up until she was 18. It was easier to get, you got to get on the camera, sweetie.
On the camera.
It was easier, it seemed like, to get her help when she was younger. But then when she turned 18 and she was an adult, it was really hard to get her help. And it was harder to advocate, and there wasn't as many programs and things out there. And, you know, it was like they just were discouraging special needs
They're
adults.
basically dismissing them.
Right. So they just kind of want to dismiss them from society, not deal with it, become programs less and less of the layers that are able to help them and what they need. And here in Canada, it's actually really sad. They're actually promoting maids, if anybody knows what that is. I don't want to get flagged here. But so what they're doing is they're opening less and less group homes to integrate these people into society and helping. I mean, they're encouraging them that it might just be better to not be alive, if you know what I'm saying, and just say, see you later life.
Like,
well, we don't want
basically
that.
close that door on
It's
them.
freezing up, Lorna said. Oh, crumbs. Has anyone else got it freezing up? We are outside. I'm sorry, folks. So we will move on, and I'll stop talking so much maybe here. So we want to talk to the parents who feel overlooked because their child isn't severe enough to qualify for supports. Navigating life after high school with a special needs young adult is hard. How can we support each other? What can we do? Can you ask if anybody's having a problem with freaking out? The hidden challenges behind graduating this from the system is hard sometimes, and sometimes some parents haven't even done the homework to get the supports that they need even when their child is younger, so then it becomes a monster thing after they turn 18. Okay, faith, fight, and fierce love through the maze of programs, labels, and transitions. So Madison really can understand that, because we've talked about labels before and what that's like to go through that. And it's crazy. It's hard, and that's why it's so important. You know, if you notice and see something in somebody's life, it's so important because God uses people. And I never want to miss a moment of God using me to help someone else, right? Because I know what it was like to be that mom with Madison and really not having a lot of supports. And it was really hard. So we have some key points here we want to go through with some scriptures, right, Maddie?
Yep.
Yep. And number one was God sees the struggles that others miss. So sometimes, hey Jackie, welcome Sister Jackie. And I'm hoping Jackie's going to be part of our Limitless Ladies group in Sarnia. I was just talking about it, so you have to rewind and watch that because we're going to be starting that soon. So it'd be great to have you out. You've got lots to offer, and we're going to love ladies back to life and laugh when we're doing it. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. Okay, that was just a commercial. So God sees our struggles when others don't. So sometimes we think, oh my goodness, how could I be going through this, you know? And you just feel unseen and unheard, and you think
Like
nobody...
you're on the mute button.
That you're on the mute button and nobody knows, but God sees what you're going through. And I know that feeling. I lived that for almost 20 years. Almost 20 years I lived that. And I'm telling you, I could cry thinking about it, because what I went through in those moments alone, or crying in the shower when I couldn't let anyone else see me and I felt like I wasn't strong, it was Jesus that just lifted me up, and he breathed life back into me, and he gave me the strength to do what I did, because you know what, and through Christ all things are possible. And what's our verse in Genesis, Madison, that we
So
had?
that there one is, you are the God who sees me, Genesis 16:13.
You are the God who sees me. So he sees us, and we are enough, and we are special, and he does have great plans for us, like Jeremiah 29:11. Angel posted about that yesterday, and I'm like, that was our favorite verse for years and years and years. How many times did I recite that to you, Madison? And we put our names in it, right? Because sometimes we need to hear that. Sometimes we need to hear it. You know what? God has great plans for Connie. God has great plans for Madison. And that's so important to say it out loud and speak those blessings. So, okay, let me see where I am. So even when the system overlooks your child, God never does. So we can't get in the stinking thinking mindset that, you know what? Well, you know what? The system's overlooked them and I don't know what they're going to do. What in the world could God use them for, right? We can't fall into that. We have to speak blessings. And you know what? Maddie's life and what God has for her is different than my life, is different than your life. But Madison can do things, and the gifting that God's given her is different than mine, right? So she can touch and impact people that I cannot, just for her being her. And that is such a special thing. What did we say? I said how you can share Madison. Sometimes so Madison sometimes is misunderstood and minimized because she could hold it together in public but was battling inside.
Like, it may look like I'm okay, like I have a mask on my face, like it's okay, but on the inside it's like there was a lightning storm on the inside.
It's like you have all this static.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I could be fine on the outside.
And we lived through that all through school, right? All through college. All through college, and it's still an issue today that it's hard for her because when she leaves the house It's like she puts on this face. I have
and
to.
I can't pinpoint what is there either.
Right.
Like it's so much there.
Can't put your finger on it. It's like too much to process, and it's like everything gets stuck in there, right?
So.
And this happens with a lot of people, special needs or not. There's a lot of people that deal with anxiety, or even older people that have dementia. I worked in the nursing home for quite a few years with dementia clients and Alzheimer's clients, and it's sad to see, because it's just like there's something in the brain that gets scrambled for a moment of time. So Madison can leave the house and be okay, and be excited and know and what she's anticipating, but then there could be something happen when she leaves. And Vanessa from Wales in the UK. We love you, Sister Vanessa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you feel the love today? From Canada to Wales, Madison is hitting me saying, Mom, stay on topic for this very day. I'm coming back now. Can you feel the love today? Okay, so that means when she's out and about, she can hold it all together. But then when she comes home, she's having a meltdown. She cannot deal with the stress, the anxiety. It's just like, it's like she's had the lid on a boiling pot all day, and then it's just gonna blow off. It's gonna blow off.
It's like an nuclear bomb.
It's like a nuclear bomb
and then
simmering, and then bam, bam. So as parents and as a safe person, right? That's what happens. So because
I don't like doing that either.
Right. Because I'm her safe person, right? Which the parents and the caregiver usually are the safe person. So then we see something that everyone else doesn't. Right? And that's hard for this person. And that's why we need to find a tribe, and we need to find people, because God uses people, and we need a break from that. Right? So we need to be able to fill our tank up so that we're able to help, navigate them through whatever it is they're going through. I know when I first connected with Pastor Kim, and, it was the first few months I knew her, and I was on a phone call with her, and she said, you know what, Connie, I'm convinced that you walk in a blessing. Oh, it makes me want to cry thinking of it, because of how you've parented and loved Madison, and what you've done for her, and how you've not given up on her, and you adopted her, and you didn't throw it in. You kept pressing in and asking God for help. And she says, I'm convinced that's the blessing you're walking in now, is because how you loved and parented Madison. And I'm just like, wow, that is so interesting, right? Because sometimes as a caregiver, as a mom of a special needs child, younger, older, it doesn't matter. It takes a special person. It takes a special love, and it takes a special faith to get through it, and a lot of patience and compassion. Right? So that's just, that's something that we have to navigate through all the time, right? And some days are better than others.
Yep.
Right? So there's little things that will trigger her, whether it's sensory stuff, loud noises, people screaming at work, the workload at work, work faster.
It could be as simple as a child screaming right in front of my face.
And totally. And
but she's also really excited. And
that's right. But you know what? I'm the same way. I have sensory issues, and if I had a child screaming, my goodness, we went out to a restaurant recently, and there was a child screaming. On the plane back from Atlanta, there was a child screaming behind me, and I'm just like, okay, this is, so there's different processing
I have my
points for us
headphones
all.
in, trying to ignore it. So.
We need each other. Yes, we do, Anne. That's so true. So number 2 is the system may fail, but God will never slide you through the cracks. So sometimes we feel like we've slid through the cracks. So special needs or not, as an adult, we walk through drama, we walk through a past, whatever the thing is that you're going through, whatever the trial, whatever the test is that you're going through at this moment in time. Sometimes we feel like we've fallen through the cracks. Sometimes we're like, okay, God, why is this happening to me? I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. And you need to get me out of this.
Sometimes
have you forgotten
you need to
about
be shaken up a little bit.
Oh, and sometimes I need to be shaken up a little bit. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Right? So sometimes we feel like we've fallen through the cracks because we have to deal with this stuff. But sometimes it's through that pressing, and it's in the cracks, that God can really squeeze us and really teach us a lot in those moments.
Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. Psalm 27:10.
There you go. That's the scripture we had, right? She's right on target here. So, you know, I just want to encourage, like this message I got from this parent yesterday, that even if programs don't qualify their kids, God qualifies them for purpose.
And He already has, even before they were even on the earth.
Right. Before you were in your mother's womb, right? He has a plan and a purpose for you. And, you know, don't feel like they're disqualified. You know, what I would always pray is, God, give me the wisdom and the creativity to whatever she needs, that help me be able to execute that so she can be her best, so that, you know, when she's an adult, which she is sitting here as an adult, you could sit up and not slouch.
Of course.
But you know that she can be her best, and she can keep being and growing into her best. I talked to somebody else at conference that had a special needs son, and you know, she said, Connie, we're talking about things that people don't talk about. You know,
a lot of the stuff that we talk about is normally behind closed doors with other people. We're
Maddie.
We're behind the scenes of what actually happens.
We're FBI investigators. Woo! No, but what she had said to me was an interesting point, because she said, you know, and her son is older than Madison, but she said, you know what, it was a problem, like even in church circles, he was never accepted into the program. It never goes away. 45 years later, and she's still helping Anna, unable to do anything. See, there's another mother. Oh, I could cry thinking of it. She's all the way across the water in Wales, in a little town, right? I went to see her in that town. There was a revival in that town, in Cwmbran, Wales, and she has been a special needs mom for 45 years, and her daughter is, you know, not able to do things for herself, but she's loved her. She's, you know, it's like a selfless love that you give and 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 you give. And that's why it's so important that people in that position, you have to go somewhere to get your tank filled. You have to have people and friends in your life that are going to fill your tank, that are going to give you joy, that you're able to just sit down and laugh with. And I know I got to meet her for coffee not too long ago, and it was so amazing, because I see what God's done in her life. And, you know, she can still laugh and she can still smile, even though it's hard, even though it's physically tough to go through those times. And everybody's story looks different of what God does and how things unfold. But we just always need to encourage each other and, you know, really help fill someone else's tank, because it's not an easy task being a caregiver, being that mother for 45 years like Vanessa, right? And just keep giving and giving and giving. And it's not easy when the world makes it harder to, you know, be involved and, you know, qualify for things. It's just really frustrating sometimes, because as a parent, you just want to fix absolutely everything and make life the best for your child, right? Oh, hello, sweet babe. We love you. You are such a wonderful blessing and so happy. She is a joy injector too. I go to the Lord. That's right, Vanessa. And we are so wonderfully chosen to be children of the King, that we can go to God and say, okay, I need you. I can't do this on my own. I'm done. I'm packing it in, you know. And through the test, he always gives us a testimony. And sometimes it could just be some little thing, but, you know, other times it's like a kaboom moment, right? And that is so important. I just think of that song, I go to the rock of my salvation. Okay, so are we on number 3 now?
Yes.
Okay. So we're on number 3, so she's keeping me on target. Thank you all for staying so kind to me. Number 3, you're not alone in this journey.
Nope.
Do you want to read Ecclesiastes?
2 are better than 1. If one falls, the other can help them up.
Yeah, so teamwork is the dream work, right? We just need a team sometime. You cannot do it on your own. It is so difficult to do it on your own and in your own strength. It's just not possible, right? We need Team Jesus, okay, number 1. But God, he needs to lock you with another partner, whoever that may be, that can keep you strong and pull you through it. It's so important to have like mentorship, faith-based group support, whether it's like a Real Talk Kim Inner Circle, Maddie and Mom, whatever it is, Limitless Church Ladies, you know, there's so many things out there to do and supports to have. God will use people. And you know what? Sometimes we just need someone to be Jesus with skin on, that is sitting next to you, that you can touch, that you can hug, that you can smile at, that you can just feel that love coming from you. And that makes all the difference in the world for people, right? And just having that can fill your tank enough that you're able to go back and help and do what you need to do. Keep being that caregiver. Keep whatever that struggle is that you're going through. Whether it's an adult special needs, whether it's a younger child with special needs, whether it's an adult with, dementia, disease. There's all kinds of horrible things. We're living in crazy times that, there's all kinds of crackpot, wackadoodle things happening out there. But we need to lift each other up. Yes, like Lorna says, sisters will lift you up. We need to know that when we need somebody to pray for us, that I can message somebody, say, hey, can you pray for me? I'm going through this. And you know what? They're actually going to pray. That's the kind of sisterhood we need. And to encourage each other is so important. And I'm getting the nod now. Maddie, you got to show your face, not your hat. Okay? So, to let people know that you're not crazy or weak. You're just carrying something heavy. So it doesn't mean you're weak if you talk about it. It doesn't mean you're crazy. We all have different ways of coping with things. But you know what? You just need to talk about it. The elephant in the room never goes away. And I'm sure we can all think of a story in our life of the elephant in the room. Right? That nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room. Everybody knows what the problem is, but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk. They would rather roll the carpet out, shove it underneath there, and never go there, right? Well, that does not help anybody that's going through a trial, right? It doesn't help them. It doesn't give them any tools of how to do better. Oh my goodness, here she goes. Okay, I know. But it does not mean that we are weak when we talk about things, because you know what? That is a heavy load on us, and we need to learn to release that wherever possible, right? And sometimes it's like, okay, God, you have to be very intentional getting up every day and giving that to the Lord, but God will use people. That's what I found in my life. And sometimes when I pray for tokens, it's like amazing to see what God gives me in that season and in that moment of time. I talked about Pastor Kim, like he gave me her as a token all those years ago, and when I was talking to her yesterday afternoon, I was almost in tears because she was saying, Connie, you stretched my faith in a year and a half. You've stretched my faith. And I'm thinking, how is that even possible? And she, we just encourage each other, and God's used her. I think about from the time in my kitchen as a single mom, overwhelmed, praying for God to send me somebody, and he showed me her. I left town. I didn't live here. I lived somewhere else. God told us to sell our mansion. I think I told that story before, but I can say it again sometime. And then we've moved back to Sarnia, where I was living as a single mom. Full circle, but this is where I met Pastor Kim on my kitchen floor. And now we have opened a Limitless Church under her leadership and mentorship. So you know what? Never be discouraged, because no matter how messy your life gets, there is always a message in the middle of that mess. Like the subtitle of my book is Seeking God in the Miracle, for your miracle in your mess. If you will always keep positive and keep Jesus at the center, man, he's gonna blow your mind what he's gonna do. So where am I now, Madison? I'm at point number 4. Okay, you can interject anytime you want. Is there anything else you want to interject? No? Okay. So God is still writing your child's story. So it doesn't matter how old your child is. If they're 25, if they're 55, okay, like Vanessa was on here and she said for 45 years she's looked after Emma. You know what? God is still the author of their story. And you know what? It's sometimes, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it's devastating as a parent to find out, okay, why do I have to navigate through these different things that no one else has to do? Because, when I adopted a Madison, I was so proud. I prayed for her for 10 years. I prayed for a girl. I was so excited. I got to dress up this little girl, and I was so super excited. But then, she started school and, started with some issues that, just skyrocketed and snowballed. And I had a choice. I could have, been upset with God and packed it all in. Every parent, don't they think, my child is going to be a lawyer, a doctor, a professional athlete, whatever it is. So it's like you kind of have to let go of those dreams and be like, okay, God, you picked me for a reason. Oh, she just saw Cardinal. You picked me for a reason to be her mom, so I have to embrace that. And I have to do my best at whatever tools she needs and who she needs me to be. And I just have to embrace that, you know what, God has got great plans for her life. And they're not my plans, they're his plans. So I have to let go of what Connie's thinking is, and I have to embrace what God has for Madison and try to push her forward and navigate her through that. And that changes everything, right? Hi, Lily. Welcome, welcome. Love your hat, Maddie.
So being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6.
Right. So he doesn't start something he can't finish. And I see that masterpiece in Madison's life, how he has just molded and made her. And, you know, I feel like when she was adopted, she was only 2.5 months old. And there was just so many things. I just think that I felt like I was scattered in a million pieces. You know, for 2.5 years, she actually had to sleep in a stroller so many times with her head elevated. They thought she might have cystic fibrosis. She couldn't breathe. She's on a breathing machine. Like, there's so much. There's so many things. I look back now. But you know what? I just took it one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. I just had to sing that because I love it. I love all those oldies. And that's what I had to do. I had to do one day at a time, sweet Jesus, intentional. Every morning I woke up before my feet hit the ground, I'm praying, God, give me the strength. Whatever Madison needs today, you need to help me navigate through that and be everything that she needs me to be. Okay, I'm getting the tap again. So we want to encourage families that their child's story isn't over. So never give up. Never think your child's story's over. Remember, Madison, what did I say to you so long about Dahlia Knox?
That
to never give up on your miracle, right? That we're going to pray and believe, because Madison would get upset. She goes, well, God healed you and he hasn't healed me, right? And that's not fair. And how do I know this? Great song, eh? And yeah, we'll have to sing that when we do our lives together.
I even said that, like, I don't want to wait 20 years.
That's right. So you specifically said, I don't want to wait 20 years. And I said, well, we're not going to give up. And if it takes 20 years, we're pulling down your miracle from heaven. I'm not giving up. God did not choose me to be your mom. He did not heal me from cancer. He did not walk us through the roads that we've had to navigate through on an all-terrain vehicle for nothing, right? He's got plans, and they are good, and we are walking into them. And what did God do after you turned 20? A month later is when God touched her, and she got her miracle. And you know, we can talk about that another time in detail. And she's going to actually get her book out eventually. We're going to have her book released, and it's going to be amazing because she talks from Madison's heart. And the back half of the book is going to be me talking from Mom's heart, because the two of us have been a team for life for 22 years. So never be discouraged, because your child's story will look different than somebody else. But if you can encourage yourself in the Lord to know that God has got great plans for your child, and it looks differently than everyone else.
It's okay to look different and be different.
It's okay to look different. It's okay to wear the funky glasses. It's okay to wear the hat, right? It's okay to have a different approach to life, because sometimes we have to organically do what's best for our family and best for our child, and that is a limited edition blueprint that nobody else has. So God will give you the blueprint if you ask him, right? And it'll look different than a lot of other families, because no two of us are alike, right? We're all limited edition. So I wanted to remind people that it's not failure to ask for help, and it's not weakness to cry out on God. So don't feel like you're a failure when you have to cry on the name of Jesus.
Because
like,
your
God,
faith and your fight matter.
Your faith and your fight matter. Say that again.
Your faith and your fight matter.
Your faith and your fight matter.
You can't fight without faith.
Yes. And you know what I found too, and this is just, I just thought of this, Madison, is that someone is always watching you. So through the years,
there are always going to be the naysayers that are going to look at you, and their life goal, so to speak, is tearing you down because of.
Well, I was actually thinking the other way. I was thinking, you raise me
That
up to be the best person I'm gonna be.
But there are going to be those people. The higher you go, the more there's going to be.
But what I was going to talk about was your mom. So how I reacted and how I responded.
Yeah.
You were always watching me.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Right? So if I lost my cool, if I'm just like, this is ridiculous, I give up. You know, I don't care. I don't care if you end up on the street. Where would Madison be if I wasn't speaking blessings?
Probably
right?
on the street.
Probably on the street, right? Because we have to be very intentional. Life and death are in the power of our tongue, right? We have to be very intentional what we say and what we do. And someone else is always watching you. So if it's that special needs child, if it's whoever you're caregiving. I know when I worked with Alzheimer's clients, you know, some of them were just so anxious, and you know, it's like you're locked in this body and your mind isn't 100%. But you know what? I would just bring them joy in Jesus and music and sing.
Music did a lot.
Music did a lot. And you know what? All of a sudden you would just see their whole countenance change. And God could just use me to breathe life and joy. And you know, the ones that never smiled or were grumpy, you know, next thing you know, they were laughing and they were smiling, or they were singing a song or humming a song. And you know what? That's the amazing thing when you can, you know, plant your feet and be like, I shall not be moved. No matter how hard things get, no matter how tough the season is, I'm going to find joy in the journey. Joy in the journey. That, you know what, whatever it is, God is going to use me. And, you know, I know that helped Madison because how I reacted, Madison saw that. Every time. If I would have reacted negatively, or I would have said horrible words to be degrading to her, or you're never going to be able to do this, or God's never going to use you, whatever it is, I would never do that, because I know that I had to speak blessings, right? And that how I was reacting to the situation was going to be how things would unfold in her life. And she would not be where she is today if I had taken that approach. So although the journey looked different, I needed to find joy in the journey. That's the song.
I shall not be moved.
Yes, I shall not be moved.
Let us not grow weary.
I shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the water, I shall not be moved. Woo! Okay.
Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9.
Woo! I love it. So, warrior moms and dads who are tired, still keep fighting. Still keep fighting. Right. The battle's not over. And you know what? When we are children of the King, we do not know what God is going to do at what corner and how he's going to shift things. Because you know what? Miracles happen instantly. Healings are progressive. But you know what? God can do either, both. He will send us tokens. You know, he will just do amazing things because he looks down, he sees our situation. And you know what? Like I said, it's not a failure to ask for help. It's not a weakness to cry out to God, because God wants the very best for you, right? This is your season to be blessed. Right, Maddie?
Yes.
So what would you like to add to that, Madison? How did you feel like when you didn't qualify for certain supports, or when people expected too much of you because you looked fine, you looked normal? You know, like I always said, it was hard for Madison because it's like she wasn't in a wheelchair. She looked normal, right? So when we were in public and she was having a meltdown, it's like, oh my goodness, like she looks perfectly normal, and everybody just thought, oh, there's a spoiled brat. You need to get a hold of your child, right? But what was that like for you?
It's mainly when I looked fine, they don't I found when people don't understand what the situation is, they really can't have a say in it because they don't understand.
They don't understand.
Someone may look okay, or they may look normal, but until they actually understand the situation, they're not going to understand.
Right. So we did different things to help that, right? We talked about before how Dr. Dunk come in the school and did whole auditorium talk.
Like, this was JK through grade 8.
Yeah.
So that gym was full
packed
of the whole school.
And it was all for Madison, for her benefit, for people to understand what it was like to be in her brain.
Because knowledge without... There's a verse with that. I can't think now.
Anyway, I can't either.
Knowledge without understanding, something like that.
So it was so important, you know, so we all can kind of rein it in and think, you know what is it like to be that person that's struggling? You know, and if you can if you can have the compassion to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see it through your eyes, it probably gives you a new level of love and, you know, what you're going to pray for and what you're going to intercede for that person to have a breakthrough, right? Because you have more understanding if you can kind of wrap your mind around that. But we live in a world and a society that doesn't do that a lot, right? So it's very hard for us to actually get out of our own world and think about what someone else is going through, or that single mom that might be out there struggling, you know, with her, you know, plate is so full that she's got mud flaps on, keeping everything on and hardly being able to juggle it, right? Like, we've all been there. And it's not the greatest feeling, but little is much when God is in it. And that's what we have to remember, that when God is in it, He's in it to win it. Our story looks different for everybody, but you know what? He will use us all if we have a willing heart and we're intentional. What else did you want to add, Madison? What was it like when you didn't get into programs or things were different? Or, you know, I know when Madison started high school, it was a lot different for her because there was a resource room. She could go there. It was a safe place. We talked about that before. And all those things are so important. And, you know, I know moms right now that are out there that are really struggling, that there's, you know, they don't want to admit. It's like an embarrassment that they don't want to admit that their child might struggle with something. So they are trying to keep that all inside yourself. And you know what? It's like they're unraveling at the seams. And you can only do that for so long. Like I said to Madison, like, when your tank is empty, you're done. Right? So that's why it's so important to get the right resources, to get the right people in our life, that we're able to fill our tanks, and to just, you know what? Sometimes we just need to eat humble pie and not have an ego and be like, you know what? I'm not going to lie. My child struggles with this. I need help. You know, or talk to other parents like, what have you done that works? You know, I need help here. Like, do you have any ideas? And, you know, when we pray about God sending answers, sometimes it comes in the form of another person with a bit of knowledge that's something that we've not heard before. Or sometimes it is a program. I always said to Madison, you know, she needed different tools in her toolbox to succeed. And did you have a verse to share then?
No.
No, okay. And it looks different for everybody. So we just kind of wanted to bring some awareness and encouragement to people that stick with it. You know, keep praying for answers. Don't be afraid to ask other people. Don't be afraid to find other groups. And if you're the caregiver or mom of a special needs child or a parent struggling, then, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to other people, because you need to have, you know, someone help fill your tank. Of course, number one, you need Jesus in your life. And you need to do all those things, you know, through worship and, you know, prayer and, you know, listening to faith-filled sermons, and all of that helps. But you know what? You also need people. You need a tribe that God will use that are able to just breathe life back into you. You know, you're amazing, Maddie, Vanessa said.
Yay.
Yay. So that'll just breathe life back into you and love you for where you're at, and not walk away. Because I know so many times in my life I felt people walked away because it's like, oh my goodness, that is too much. I'm staying away from that situation. I'm not getting involved. I got my own crap to deal with in life, so I can't take on anyone else's crap. You know, and sometimes we just need to have a little bit more compassion. You know, for the people like a Vanessa that's been a mom for 45 years of a special needs child, you know what? She just wants someone to love on her and laugh with her and have tea and encourage her and lift her up, because you know what? She's getting her tank depleted when she goes over here. But as a mom, you love no matter what. That's what we do, right? So you just need to be very intentional of how you fill your tank and how you can help somebody else, and, you know, to use resources that are out there and programs that are out there. In Jesus' name. Anyway, we're going to sign off. Right, Maddie? Anything else you want to say? No? So, happy Thursday. Love you from Canada.